Ready? Ooh, that was nice. That was crispy.
Crispy. That was
I've gotta take
What all was 14, bro?
I was getting cornflakes, yeah.
Hey, that's Jay Sadiq.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
Little Jay, yeah, it is. Yeah, I know that.
I can't believe that. None of a drive there, yeah.
That was nice. That was smooth,
Alright,
bro.
before we all get sidetracked, this is episode 0 all over again, except we are with our special guest, Ertan, from Anatollian Grill, who's got some of these beautiful cars behind us and some that you can't see. So, welcome to episode 2 of the Prostreet Talk Podcast.
Thanks, boys. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks,
man.
welcome, bro.
Thanks
for coming on.
It's an honour to be here.
It's an honour to have you as our second guest, actually.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard, and let's get this show rolling.
Let's go.
Where did it all start? Where did it all begin?
Started when I was 13.
Were you eating cornflakes?
Nah. It must be like a thing, you know, when you're eating cornflakes and you buy VLs.
Yeah.
I bought a VL. I bought my cousin Sinan's VL.
Yep.
And I was 13, and I remember he was about to sell it because it blew a head gasket. And it was a Series 2 single tone Yukon Bean Blue Calais.
Yep.
Had polished Calais wheels, Glenroy exhaust, full turbo back exhaust.
Yep.
And it had a stereo in it, 12-inch sub, tinted windows. It was just like
It was the kebab with the lot, yeah?
It was a Lambo for me when I was 13.
Yeah.
And to be able to have the opportunity to buy it off him, it was $3,500 he wanted. You know what I mean?
It's unreal.
And at 13 as well, yeah?
At 13, I used to obviously, like, on my school holidays, work at my uncle's plastering business. And on the school holidays, make the money there and saved it up, and Mum helped me out too.
Save slowly,
and I saved it, and I remember I bought it. It had a blown head gasket, but it was a dream. It was amazing.
So is that the one you got now?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. So that particular one got stolen when I was 19.
Yep.
But then I bought this one back then to remake it and bring it back to life again.
Yep, gotcha.
Which
we'll touch
on
later.
That's what this car.
We'll add in some photos if you've got any of the original Yukon Bean Blue Calais. And is that sort of what started your passion for cars, or was it already an existing passion growing up as a kid?
I'd have to owe this to John Rieger, my best mate's older brother, Ross's brother. Growing up, I was obviously around his older brother, and his friends, and we pretty much all grew up together, and they taught us what we know today, and they were into cars. They were into their, GDRs, S15s, S14s. They had a MR Lancer that they turboed. Just like a 1.8, and they had the Evo 5 body kit on it, and that was like, it was Lygon Street, Chapel Street. It was, all the hustle and bustle.
Friday, Saturday night,
It was the 90s and 2000s. It was.
So was that actually like 99, 2000?
Yeah, so 99, so 97, 98, 99, 2000, all the way up to like 2005.
The good times.
The good times, yeah.
Before us, boy.
When
I was in diapers. I was in diapers.
I was just kicking you weren't even born yet, bro. I was kicking him on.
I was using it free, bro. I was year 7, 2006.
When were you born?
2003.
That's bro.
Late, bro. I think that's when my car was stolen.
No, I'm as old as a VY Calais when you think about it. I'm almost club reg,
that's fun. That's young.
That's crazy,
That's so
We're a BXR6 turbo.
I'm born in 86, man.
There you go, bro. You got 10 years on me, bro.
You are a VL Series 1, yeah?
That's it. But growing up, that was it. We used to jump in the car, wash the car. They had a factory in Tullamarine. We used to drive there. They had a really nice patrol that Ray Miller did the turbo and stuff, and suspension and all that. I think it was a GQ, like a
back then.
four-door.
That'd be pretty new
it was
back
a white
then.
One, really nice, yeah. Anyway, I used to go hard too. Anyway, we used to wash the cars, jump in, and it was like cruising. Everything was about cars. Calder Park, off-street drags, all that stuff. And I think that shaped, my future to. I think it gave me principle, respect, it taught me a lot of things.
How far back are we going? Are we talking about like the old NBC days when they used to race at North Melbourne and all that? Or not that far back?
Nah,
Cherry Lane?
Further past that.
Closer,
More the Chapel Street days. Remember like when Chapel Street up and down
was
all
peaking.
night, then you go to the beach, and then you go to
do the lap around,
and then you go to like Archie's Kebabs or Mr. Funny Kebabs, have a kebab at like 3-4 in the morning. Those days,
Oh, we wouldn't know.
Well, he would have.
Man,
I'll take you on a memory lane one day.
Memorabilia lane.
Yeah,
we might have to do an event.
Yeah, that's we can.
So you know what?
Get your car defected, Jesse.
Let's touch on kebabs and events. We'll start with kebabs first.
Yeah.
So you obviously
Souvlakis.
Is it a kebab or souvlaki, or is it?
If you ask Chris CK, it's souvlakis. But if you ask me, it's kebabs.
Yeah, but Greeks invented everything apparently. Yeah. So.
Super kebab.
Arthur from Tuna's Edge reckons they invented the gas that we cook the kebabs with. So.
What do you mean?
Because I'm like, bro, we invented kebabs. You guys copied us with the souvs, and he's like, yeah, there. He's like, well, we invented the gas that you cook the kebabs with.
Hang on. Before we go any further,
we need Arthur on a podcast now.
Who's seen Arthur's Haltech setup with the? That was Arthur, wasn't it? Done the Haltech setup with the
in what?
with the on the spit with the ECU.
Nah, that wasn't.
Oh, that wasn't him. Oh, I thought it was him.
He'd do
must have
something
shared it.
fucking weird like that.
He'd do something.
Yeah, Arthur, if you're watching, we've got to get you on.
What was it? Elite 2500 powered spit.
Yep, and I had the temp gauge in it.
Had
Yeah.
a trigger as well.
Hey, so if you want the spit to go a bit faster, do you page up or how does it work? Haltech, answer that question below. Do we page up to turn the spit heat up or how's it work?
Talking about Haltech, you got a Haltech in the 13B?
No.
No.
A Microtech.
Microtech.
The new race ECUs. They look similar to the Motec.
Yep.
Phone's on.
Yeah, the actual the body of them. But it's been awesome. It's been really good. We haven't had a fault with it. It runs like a dream, you know.
I jumped in and got off track.
Yeah,
We got about the souvlakis.
Souvlakis.
Sorry, we'll go back.
Back to Suva Kebabs.
Yes,
so
Suva
you
Kebabs.
own Anatollian Grill.
That's right. Yeah.
So is this a family business? Do you own the business or how's it work? How do you jump from VL Calais Series 2 to Kebabs?
Well, I went from Burson Auto Parts. I was there for 10 years.
Okay, yeah.
And,
Whereabouts?
Started as it was at Coburg on Bakers Road, literally just on this street here.
Yep.
And I was 19 and I 19 and I got my first job there as a stock boy.
Yep.
I had to put away their stock and stuff, and then went on to being a manager and stayed with the company for 10 years. Yeah.
Is that how Tuna's Edge got stocked?
Pretty much. If Persons is watching this. Nah, but that was awesome, and then I just wanted to change, and obviously I hit all my goals being in the company. Obviously, you could have moved a lot further up in the company.
Yep.
But I just wanted a different. I wanted to own my.
After
business.
10 years, bro, you wanted to change.
And I just wanted to own. I've always wanted to own. Like I'm a very proud person in the sense where I give a lot of my effort and my all to everything I do. So if I do something, I do it with my all.
Attention to detail and stuff.
100%. I give 120, 150% of whatever I'm doing. I do that.
Yeah. And this is almost touching back on
shit,
It's almost touching on back to what we were saying with Daz, like, taking risks and, just giving it your all,
Kid, I've got a lot of respect for Daz, he's just an awesome kid.
He's a good bloke, yeah.
He's a very, very good kid, very respectful kid, shows a lot of respect. He's kind. He's very passionate.
Down to earth.
In what he does. He's very down to earth. There's not many people like that. There's a lot of arrogant people,
especially in today's scene, bro.
In the industry, in all industries.
Funny you brought this up. We always touch on, and I always ask the question: the toxicity.
Every podcast, bro.
Toxicity.
We've done it every podcast.
Yeah, in every podcast in the car scene, man. I've gotten like me personally. I've gotten to the point where I'm nearly about to sell everything. Maddie's brother's the same.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm getting there, bro.
It's hard to find good people in the car scene.
How can I say? I think it was. It's not going in the right direction. I think jealousy is the main thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people probably won't admit it, but jealousy is the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
If someone, for example, growing up, I didn't have these cars. I didn't have what I have. These were dreams that I dreamt of to have, and I'm grateful that I have them now. Once upon a time, I dreamt of having what I have now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I always wish I could have more, obviously. But there's friends of mine that do have more, and I'm always happy for them. I'm not envious of them. I'm envious of the cars they have, but not envious of like what they own and stuff. As in, I'd like to own that car one day that he has.
It gives you that motivation.
It's a different aspect of it where a lot of people are like, oh, that fucking. Sorry, am I allowed to?
Yeah, of course.
Like, oh, that fucking cunt,
he's surely cashed up.
Full of shit. I must have put something on the side. No, man, people, you work 100 hours a week, you work 80 hours a week, you're going to make money.
Yeah, but regardless...
These are the people that are working 38 hours a week.
Yeah, and then wonder why they can't have.
People who own all these cars that work 100 hours a week.
But you know what my thing is? Who cares what that person does to get where they are? If you appreciate their car, if you see them run a good time,
they don't.
Be happy for them.
But that's the thing.
Who cares?
It's jealousy. Because,
100%.
because they don't have that.
100%.
And they're not. So what the worst part is, they don't want to work towards it and work hard to achieve it, but they'd rather sit there and criticise these people and bag these people out and say, oh, he's a dickhead, he's got all these cars, he thinks he's a sick cunt.
It's easy to criticise. It's easy to criticise.
So let's reflect back on all this. And how long have you had the shop for?
I've August 8, 2015 is when we opened the
So
shop.
what's that, 8 years?
Almost 10
9 years. Going on
Almost 10
Next
years.
year will be 10 years.
And I can just imagine you were probably doing, 70, 80-hour weeks when it first opened up?
110.
Oh, there you go.
110. I remember the first 2-3 years, we used to open the shop we used to get there at 7 with mum.
Just prep everything up,
Prep with mum, because mum has always been in the industry. She was been in the restaurant industry for 30 years, but she never had a takeaway. She always had restaurants. It's a bit more laid back restaurants, because you can get there in the morning because you open at 12 or you open at 4 in the afternoon. So, you got the whole day to do what you can do.
Yeah.
Where a takeaway shop, it's a lot more on the go, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So we used to get there at 6:37, because we were nervous. We put in nearly 300 grand into the fit out, into the whole,
Just to make it perfect, yeah?
Yeah, like the whole thing. Like, there's a lot of our money. Mum obviously paid more of it than I did, but I still.
How old were you when this was actually starting?
I was 28.
Yeah.
28. And
there you go.
Well, it was my age, bro,
Like you starting with Portelli, that's a big hit
exactly
for
right,
you.
man.
So full time with your tyre business.
I was
And
doing my day job for 8 years, like we mentioned last time.
who knows, you might own a couple killer, 8-second cars in your time.
As you were saying, what I have now, I dreamed of what I had when I was 17, what I have today.
That's what I mean.
And I still strive to be more.
100%.
And I don't envy anyone doing better than me. And I don't envy anyone doing anything worse. I remember being an 18-year-old kid counting gold coins to put $10 car.
You admire. I think that's the word I was trying to find before. No, I wasn't.
I'm happy.
I admire them for what they have and what they.
How much they sacrificed and dedicated to get to where they are.
And
it's easier to bag someone than try and push.
And you know what? And then some people haven't sacrificed and they do have their cars and stuff. But you shouldn't still criticise them either. Their parents might have been well off and they've been born into money.
Or worked hard
their
for
dad
it.
can buy them a nice car and a nice 7-second, 8-second car.
Or you can win it.
To him. I wish I was born into
it is.
I wish my dad was Andrew Portelli.
You know what I mean?
Andrew, I said Andrew.
No, but it's true. Like, who cares? Like, be happy for the person.
But that's what
you got to be.
Dad was Adrian.
You got to be.
Born into it, and he can buy me these cars, and good on him.
And
be happy for people. 100%. Be happy for other people.
So shop details.
Quickly.
What time you open?
I was going to say, touching back on instead of the envious and jealousy and all that sort of bullshit that goes on in this society now, or the car scene, I should say. Even you saying, some people, their parents might have been lucky enough to help them build the car as they're growing up. And, and you know what? They still would have had to come to that, part down the line when they would have had to bust ass to, provide for the kids to have something like that.
It doesn't just grow on trees.
No, exactly. Money doesn't just grow on trees.
Everything I have is from my mum. Obviously, her hard work, her blood, sweat.
Plus your hard work,
started me off. Laid the foundation for me to
get to where you are.
To get to where I am, to give me a path to follow. And if I didn't have that from mum, I'd not even have a cent to my name. Even if I was hardworking, I'd work, but I wouldn't have half as much of what I had, because everything that she laid the foundation for, I grew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you didn't just get a handout. You kept the goal.
She showed me the path, and I followed that path, and I built on that path. And now my daughter, hopefully one day, God willing, will continue
exactly right, bro.
On that path that I lay down for her, the foundation I laid for her.
100%, and that's like you said, admire people. A bodybuilder won't make fun of someone starting in the gym. You know what I mean?
100%. Why would you?
A top tier music artist won't make fun of someone trying to start
because they were there.
tracks on SoundCloud. Yeah,
because we were all
exactly right.
There.
We were all once there, 100%. And you know what? Even touching back to Daz, he said it himself. Some people start here. He started here. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
And they're all trying to make their way up to here. Yeah, it's about actually going to those levels, and you know what? Putting in the hours and the hard work.
It's commitment. It's passion. If your heart isn't into something 150%, 200%, you won't succeed.
Yeah, don't do it.
If you're going to be at 80% and then the other 80% you want to go out, you want to party, or you want to do this or you want to do that, it won't work. It's
100%.
Either you're
100%.
100% focused on that or you don't do it.
Gotta be
On
willing to
that,
sacrifice.
if people haven't watched the previous episode, we're talking about those. Make sure you go check out.
Make sure you go check out episode 1.
Yep, check.
Back to the shop.
Yeah.
Now, if people want to come down for a souvlaki, address, time.
Yeah, so we're in Coburg North, Anatollian Grill. It's in the Coles Coburg North Village car park.
Yep.
Shop 6, 180 Gaffney Street. We're open weekdays 9 till 8 p.m. and on the weekends 10 till 8 p.m. I'd organise a lot more, car meets and so on and
There's
events.
no way you could do it there.
There's no parking.
Yep.
But one thing...
I had trouble before getting parking, man.
That's
That's
what I
why.
mean, man.
One time I wear silk grey pants, I've got all kebab all over my head.
If I had the space,
Yeah.
I'd put so much more effort. It's just there's no fucking parking.
Yeah.
It's fucking fucked. But in saying that,
the location is killer.
it's a killer location. It's a killer business. I'm grateful
Just
for
not
it.
for meat side of things.
I'm so lucky I'm blessed to have been, have worked for a business like this and for it to work out so well,
Talk about these car meets. As someone who's got the type of cars that you got, are you comfortable to go to them?
Which car meets?
Any of them?
In today's society.
And I'm not being smart to Jesse, obviously what happened at the last one,
What happened?
when everyone got letters.
So not everyone got letters.
Or most people got letters.
Some people got letters, but people getting letters were being dickheads. But that's obvious, yeah. And then other people were getting letters because of other instances which relayed back to my event. Like, they'd be, you'd get caught out, doing a skid or something, or having a hit.
I just find it wrong that you go to someone's event and you fuck it for people.
100%.
Exactly right.
Drive off down the road, away, and go do what you want to do, just to show off.
Yep.
You're showing off with your beautiful car. Just fucking park it there.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
But you drive your cars.
I drive my cars. I do. I go to as many things as I can. Like obviously, as of late, I haven't been able to with the baby, with work and everything. But I try to go to everything. But I try to stay away from events that are, like those massive events.
The mega meets.
There's your VNs.
Mega meets.
Nothing to VNs. Like your VT 6 bangers and. Do you understand what I mean? Like just your normal.
Your P-plate of flogs.
Your everyday cars that are there that are slammed on their ass with no exhaust.
The Mang-Mangs.
Nang-Nangs.
Yeah.
Mang-Mangs.
Yeah, all your P-plate of flogs like me.
What I'm saying? Like, the whole.
We prefer cars and coffees ourselves anyway. So
Kmart furniture full of cars, but there's only like 7 nice cars.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm not saying that people's cars aren't nice.
Well,
but
you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying.
Well, touching on cars and events that you take your cars to, the first time I ever seen your car, any of your cars in person, was the 13B at mine and Rika's Cars and Coffee. Speaking of events, that was probably one of my favourite cars and coffees ever.
that was off.
That was off its head.
Full Boost was there.
Is that the one with Full Boost filmed?
Yeah,
Full Boost filmed it. Yeah.
Boys were there.
There's a sick video of Vaginal driving the Skyline through with the side pipe open. On Full Boost. Oh, Jesse.
Let us put that photo. Hey, answer it. We're on the podcast. We have a quick vocal. No, change it up. Answer it.
So you can't
Hey, if you need to get it.
I can help you. One kebab,
Yeah, all right, no worries.
What were we talking about? Sorry.
The Rika's Cars and Coffee, that Full Boost was there and everything.
Yeah, so that was awesome. I like going to things like that. I like going to things like there's cars and cannoli, coffees and cannoli or something in Port West.
Okay.
I've been to that a couple of times. I really like it. It's a bit more subtle. I like those events where when it's a bit more hectic, it gets out of hand. It gets out of hand because you get the those
the
certain crowd
that for everyone.
While we're talking about the 13B, so you recently made the top 10
Roaders list.
I couldn't believe it.
I was wrong in Daz's podcast. It is the Vic Street Roaders list.
Not Oz.
Not Oz. Vic Street.
Okay.
Yeah, Vic Street.
So you're sitting 6th?
6th, yeah.
And
Nice,
889?
881.
Oh, 881?
881
What was the mile now?
153.4.
Yeah.
Well, once again, congratulations to that. And quickly, because you did mention baby before, congrats on the baby.
Thank you.
Yes, congrats.
Yeah, baby Berlin.
Yeah.
What was the 60 foot, bro?
The 60 was, I think, 138.
Hang on, was this at Sydney?
No.
Oh, Vic.
There you go, bro.
All right, because this might cause a bit of a stir.
Yes.
Sydney's downhill.
You know, I've heard that about
It's
Queensland. I told someone.
It is.
I told someone, my mate ran a number at Queensland. He's like, yeah, try run that at Coley. He'll run 10s.
Exactly.
I'm like, well, he ran 7s.
So
like,
Queensland's more, but at Sydney, from the start line to the end of the finish line, it's a metre drop. And I heard that from an official because we were fighting about it.
Do you think you go faster downhill?
100%.
1 metre.
Why is that?
100%. It's
But
gravity.
do you, like-
It's gravity.
Just let it roll, bro.
It's gravity. Hey, you do the Maltese thing. Just put in neutral.
Yeah.
Save the petrol.
Nah, look, I don't think a meter's going to make a difference, but there is a bit of a stir about that. So,
Yeah, but look at all the tracks in America, bro. Have you seen some of those?
Yeah, some
Have
of
you
them.
seen the dips? It looks
Yeah, they're like hill climb. Hey,
dip down up ahead. Like it actually looks.
But in saying that, obviously I'm not taking anything away from Lance.
Yeah.
We won't even talk about Calder.
Yeah.
Lance is a private-owned company, as we know, and where Sydney is government-ran. The track's obviously better.
Well, it's government funded.
Well, government-funded, yep. So that's the difference there. And maybe we need to. I heard Paul Tully's doing something.
I hope so.
I heard it's happening. So
We went on doing nothing, bro. I'm just kicking, bro. What are you on about?
Matt's just trying to do some special tyre services.
That's all I'm doing, bro. I'm just doing wheels and tyre packages, bro. That's all I'm doing.
So you ran the PB at Heathcote?
Yeah. That was the first time we went out. So we'd built the car over nearly a year and a half ago.
And that was with Jürgen at Mazworks?
Jürgen at Mazworks in Sunshine.
Power figures?
So for that particular race, I think it was on like 527.
Fucking went at 8.
At 31 and a half.
How much does a car weigh?
I think like 990 with me in it. Maybe.
With you in it?
maybe 1,000.
So not even-
I could be wrong. I'm not actually sure.
That's
don't quote me
ridiculous.
on-
That is.
Say 1,050 or
That's awesome, bro.
yeah. But
You need to cut down the souvlakis.
I actually put on like 10 kilos in the last 4 months.
Too much gyros there.
But that was the first time out, and I wasn't expecting. I was expecting mid-9s, to be honest with you.
Good on you.
In the VL, like took us 2 years to run at 8.
Yeah, so we'll touch on the VL later, actually, because I've got a few things to ask you about that.
On the topic with PBs, we'll go. So your PB with the VL you ran at Calder.
Yes.
What was your PB in RB32 before? Obviously, you pulled it off the street, the road, the track, whatever you want to call it.
It was a 885.
You in 880s, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know.
and you drove it home?
And I drove it there, drove it home.
Yep.
What year was that?
That was about 6 years ago.
So that what,
2018?
17, 18, I think it was.
I think just pre-COVID,
Yeah.
2019, 2018,
Yep.
17, around there. But it was a Sunday. It was Sunday Fun Day. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember them, bro.
That's
Yeah.
still
And
good.
mind
I used to
you
go to
guys,
them too, bro.
I love Calder, man. Like
It's just the, you know
I
what it is?
fucking love Calder. Like if you know, it's just close. It's an awesome
It's a shame it's-
track.
yeah.
It's just
Because you can go there and then go for a Friday night cruise. You know what I mean? You hop on the bike. You hop on
That's what we
the.
did with the VL. So we
Yeah.
literally
Go race,
it was Sunday,
go for a drive.
We took the chute off, obviously.
Yep.
Put the plate on. Drove there.
To say cool to the boys. Yep.
Put the chute on. Put the tyres down. Ran 2 8s and drove home.
Yeah.
And then
There you
we got
go.
the chute on the way home.
Well, we're talking about the VL. Let's.
I was going to touch on Calder actually because you were saying it's a shame how it's gone to waste and whatever. But
I think a lot
honestly,
of people want to squash these rumours, Jesse.
Huh?
A lot of people want to squash these rumours.
About?
Ertan's, is it even an RB32 anymore?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
It's
hold
a
on. Let's
CA18.
quickly.
Going with the CA
So
now.
look, Calder. It's not what it used to be, but here's the thing. You'll go to a Calder Friday night drags and it's, you know what it is? It's the nostalgia. Sitting in the stands, go with your kids, your mates, get some hot jam donuts and
our parents
coffee.
did it, bro, yeah?
It's like,
Yeah.
you know what it's like, boys? I'll give you a good analogy.
Imagine you're going to take your daughter to
Hot
go
jam
watch drags.
donuts at Vic Market compared to hot jam donuts at, I don't know, fucking Preston Market.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Exactly.
It's you know, that Vic Market, that little caravan. That's the original.
That's the shit.
Yeah. And Calder is the original. Anyway, for me it was. You know.
100%.
I grew up there. I literally
Same.
grew up there.
I
It taught
lived.
me so many things. I met so many people there. So many good
Back when
people
400
there.
horsepower was everything, and yeah.
Yeah, and bro, 10-second cars were quick. Like if you
Yeah.
had a 10-second
Yeah.
car, you were the shit back then.
Man, do you remember? I remember when I was going, there was Panic, X-Chaser, and
Oh, bro.
Alan Rajab's.
Alan was the Don back then.
Man, that thing was running like what, 8.6s?
Man, I remember
Back then, yeah.
PET had the manual
Acceptor.
BT one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember this one night it come out and it was on slicks obviously and whatever it had. And it ran an 11.2 manual, and that back then was like an 870.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, bro, people would've gone
Our
nuts.
jaws were like on the ground. We're like, how the fuck did this car run an 11.2 or
in a
something?
manual, and
It was a PET car, and then I remember JPC, had some killer fucking cars, and PET and Alan, Rajab Racing. They were the industry leaders then.
Yeah, but that's the shit that got me hooked. Like early days of Luke and Geordie Full Boost. Like I used to get like, just as a kid, I'll just drill into my dad. I want to watch Full Boost. I want to watch Full Boost.
100%.
So you had the videos growing up?
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, see,
I had the videos and
I had
stuff.
the dial-up, and I used to have to click through every single photo from Friday night, and it's coming slowly.
And then like when you go back, you go to the main one, they still load slow.
Yeah. Quickly touching on that again.
And then you used to jump on the Hun.
Yeah.
Like my old man used to take me to Calder when I was 2. Yeah, like we'd go watch his mates race his old engine builder in his HQ and whatever. My dad, last time he ran a car at Calder was in 2006. Yeah, I used to always watch the old Full Boost videos. I'd see a yellow VL in the street, I'd be like, panic, panic, panic.
Yeah,
like that was the shit that was drilled into me as a kid.
Yeah, but they were the days.
And you know what? Yeah. It's made me who I am now. I love cars like this, yeah? Like, even if your car only runs a 10, I don't care. If it's got bead locks and shit on it, it looks tough as fuck. That's for me.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So,
everyone
on running cars, a few rumours going around. Obviously, the hoodie you're wearing.
JW Kebabs.
Are we going to, hopefully we can squash the rumours. So, word going around is...
Let's squash them, mate.
RB32's got a billet and twin cam.
That is not correct.
That is not correct. So there you go. So can you...
3 cam and
a souvlaki.
We're going copper, not billet alloy.
So what are we going?
Just Justin down at JW. They're awesome down there. Michael, Justin, and all the boys. They're doing a single cam billet JW head.
Yep.
Obviously with its custom intake and so on that suits that particular head. Just a billet block as well.
Yep.
Which is one of Justin's blocks.
R32.
3.2.
Yep.
Not a bullet block.
Yep.
So, it's all Justin's custom stuff.
So you're after Seiko?
No.
You're after Seiko.
I'm not after anyone. I'm just after my car back.
He's after some enjoyment.
it.
So what's the goal with it?
To be honest, obviously we've tried to keep it as my goal, our goal when Justin, when we first sat down, was it's a street car, as in the sense, obviously it's got work done till we know that you'll have a shoot when it races and stuff, but your steel doors, your glass windows, your stereo working, everything that
electric windows,
So is that another hit at Seiko?
No. Mate, a lot of people have got licks and windows.
Does Amph get it? Hey, if Amph got
Chris.
a dollar,
I love Chris. Chris knows I love Chris, and I love Chris's mum too. She is the cutest thing ever. I'll tell you a story. Sorry to go.
No, we want to hear it. The podcast is about you, bro.
He's gonna laugh at this so much when he hears it because
go for it,
I love his mum so much. She's the cutest person in the world. All right. So we're at my wife's grandma's funeral. May she rest in peace. Lenny. Sorry. Anyway, we're at the funeral, and after the funeral, we went to obviously to have some food amongst everyone, some alcohol, some drinks. After the
wake,
the wake. Anyway, and I was there, and then. This lady comes up to me, and mind you, I've never met Chris's mum. This cute little old lady comes up to me. She's like, "My son have the fastest VL. You know him?" I'm like,
You're at a wake.
I'm at the wake. This lady comes up to me, "My son, you know him? He's got the fastest VL in Australia."
She's dying to slap you down,
I'm like, Chris is up to something. I'm like, she's found me in all of these people, She came, I'm like, your son's got the fast VL. I go, what's your son? Chris. I'm like, I gave her a hug and a kiss, and I sent a photo to Chris. And he was laughing out. I'm like, what a cutie. He comes up to me and tells me that his son's got the fast VL. What have you been telling your mum, mate?
So you dying to go back to CK's mum and say, I've got the fastest VL now?
Look, you know what? I'm not here for the crown or anything like that.
It's a hobby. It's a passion.
I'd love to be the fastest, but I don't have the money to be the fastest.
Yep.
It's, you know, if you want to start off a billionaire and become a millionaire, you start chasing the crown.
That's it.
If you're a billionaire, you want to be a millionaire, start chasing crowns. But
that's it.
Look, good luck to them all. It's amazing what they've achieved. You know, like you got George Jajewski. This is a good friend of mine. What an achievement. You know, he's done in the VL scene with his cars.
VL, so I think he's trying to take out every single record.
He will. and you know what? People should watch out. They shouldn't try challenging.
No.
He would literally go after everyone. You know, Chris CK, hats off to the boys there. Like, awesome stuff, man. Like, what a car. I remember Kimberly when he used to come to my shop, and he used to, you know, come on a Sunday or Saturday with all the boys and eat, and the car would be in the car park. You know?
Is that when it was a street car?
I did not say that.
Well, what is it now?
It's still a street car. You can drive on the street.
You know, he just needs to like pull over. Imagine he has to go like from one end of Boundary Road to the other.
Do the windows go down? Yeah.
Look, you know, obviously they're all in their own leagues. You know, they've probably turned it more into a race car now. You know,
Probably more street legal than half the cars drive around these days anyway.
That's true.
That's a race car.
No, I wouldn't say it's.
Hey man, just Queensland mod plate it. It's fine. Just Queensland mod plate it, man.
Like I said, you know, hats off to them all.
Yep.
Everyone that's been doing it. They've, you know, it's awesome to watch. You know, it's good when there's rivalries and it's good when they push.
It makes it
limits.
interesting.
Makes it exciting.
100%,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
yeah.
look at the limits that they've pushed these RBs to. Just think.
20 years ago, and it was unheard of.
And I know,
stuff that's getting done
Bro,
today.
top door slammers.
So
I
in them.
remember Peter Kapiris used to run 5s. In
Yeah.
top door slammers.
And that was like, oh my God.
Like, these guys are running 670.
In a bloody,
like, you know, Pro Stock or
And-
I remember, was it Pro Stock or Funny Car?
Pro stocks used to be like mid sevens
Man,
and shit
yeah.
like that.
Mid 6s to 7s.
Yeah.
Pro Stock Super Sedan was
You got a VL running that.
699s like Samet Brothers.
And with
like,
CK's car, that's actually still full chassis.
100%.
A lot of you've looked under it. I've been under it.
100%. No, I'm
Mate,
not going to take that away from
It looks like a VL still.
No, it is a.
There is a few things there that isn't a
but
VL.
look,
But
with how far they're pushing the car, those things need to be changed.
yeah.
It's more for safety too.
100%.
That's
That
still
is the-
steel quarters, roof.
Yeah.
And the only thing is it's Lex and windows, but
Doors as well.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
Boot.
you know.
just little shit.
But I guess when you're pushing it to that limit and that
Yeah.
it gets a bit narrow towards that end of the
It's safety.
It's safety
Yeah.
and the lighter you are,
Well,
the quicker you can.
Rob Marjan spoke about Jun. They're pushing that chassis to its limit
I
as
think
well.
it is limits,
I think
That's
it
why
actually
they
is.
Built,
Yeah.
Was it Zeus?
Yeah, Zeus. Yep. Yeah, it's true.
But you know, hats off to them all. I'm not chasing no crown, bro. At the end of the day, if I can run a, you know, mid to low 7s in that car and drive it on the street or drive it to the kebab shop.
that's it.
Drive it to work.
Take your daughter.
Take my daughter
That's
out,
it, man.
and then take it to a Prostreet, you know, car meet.
Cars and coffee.
Cars and coffee at Ricca's. You know what I mean?
Have you got a baby seat trim to match the
It's
RX3
getting done
interior?
as we speak.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
VL,
Okay.
VL.
All right.
Richard's
fair
doing
dinkum.
it, or someone else?
Con from CKT's
Okay, yep,
taking care of that one.
sick.
Let's talk about this yellow beast behind us.
I think the plates are
Genuine
maybe,
BT1.
DCP 747.
Yeah.
That's actually just had a full resto on it.
Yeah,
Full tissue from.
Looks
87,
amazing, bro. It really
it's an
does.
88 Series
Yep.
2.
Looks stunning.
I don't think
man.
the camera does it justice, guys. Like, we're looking at here, they're absolutely
it's,
stunning.
That's Billy Rajab from Rajab Customs did that for me, and
Off the gun as well, I assume?
Yeah, that's actually off the gun.
Yep.
Polished.
Off the
Okay.
That's actually going to go to Daz. I got to call Daz for that.
There you go,
one.
Daz.
I just want him to go over everything and just because there's a couple of like, you know, little sections underneath the car because it's all been painted underneath. All the shocks have been painted.
Yep.
It's full resto, so it's literally a show
Nah,
car.
it's killer, man.
And
Power, what, like engine work, standard?
Yeah, full rebuilt engine. Everything's been anodized. It's
Yep.
like a full show car.
Yep.
And Con from CKT did the
trim?
The trim.
Yep.
They're in Adelaide, aren't they?
No. You're thinking about CK Racing.
I think I am, yep.
Thinking about Chris's brother.
You guys wondering as well, I had to add this in, sorry boys. If you're wondering what that noise is, it's just a shisha going on in the background, don't stress. Because
going
you're
on
probably
in the
just going to think, what the hell's that noise? I just wanted to add that in there because
Hey, quickly pop in the frame and go.
Go,
Let's get some argument going.
Poppy, so they know.
Give us a
Here's
big one,
Harry.
Harry.
So they give us there we go. There we go. So just so you know, Just so you know what's going on behind the
He's just giving
scenes.
out that smoke effect. So
Yes.
we couldn't afford a smoke machine.
Maybe they thought it was.
Just, I had to say it because people are going to think, what the hell's that noise?
Yeah.
Okay, someone comes up with a billy.
I had to add that in, bro.
Single cam VL's done ahead again.
Yeah,
I had to add that in, bro. I had to.
that's true.
But I kept waiting for a chance to say it, bro. Yeah?
So-
But anyway, sorry. About the VL.
back to
Sorry,
the
bro.
VL. So is that Deceptor 747?
Yeah, correct.
Is that what the plate is?
Yeah.
Deceptor?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I love reading plates.
I think they are. Yeah, Garden State.
I actually had this discussion with Harley, who's behind the camera. Shout out Mickey Auto Styling.
Nicky Ora styling, the man.
Me and him have I guess you can call it a fetish for custom plates.
Fucking fetish.
Man, we'll be on a FaceTime call, I reckon, for like 3 hours just going ham at custom plates. Anything that's got
I'd do
like
that.
an engine number or like a
I'd do
747
that.
at the
Yeah,
end, we're all
love
over
it, bro.
EFT
I'm
275.
having a drink and watching the footy. I'll be on the V Plates website.
Yeah.
And just trying all different combinations.
Yeah.
And then some of the stuff that's available
like,
that I won't say.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're like,
dude,
no way.
Saved it. It's crazy.
I've said
It's
this.
Still available.
I've said this. If I could, like, someone gave me like 20 grand, or if I won like 100 grand, I'd spend like 10 grand on custom
100%.
plates. I'm like, yep, combo for this car later in
100%.
life. I'll get a VH SLE eventually. I'll get that plate.
Well, I
VL.
did that with 13B, so I didn't have the car,
No shit.
the plates. So
They gave you the ambition, probably.
Well, I was going through. It was Facebook, like a rotor page, like a forum thingy.
Yep.
And then I saw the plates for sale, and this was back then when Signature first came out. Signature plates.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
Anyway, and they were silver on black, and I can't remember what his name was. I think it was like a Filipino dude or something like that.
Yep.
And he had them up there for 10K or 5K. No, 5K. They were there for 5K.
How long ago was this? How long are we talking, bro?
So I've had the rotor for about 7 or 8 years, so
Yep.
probably like 3-4 years prior to that. So say 15 years ago.
Okay,
Or
there you go.
whenever the Signature plates first came out, I think it was the first or second year.
Yep.
Anyway, I messaged him. I'm like, "Hey mate, what's your best price?" He's like, "Oh, it's 5K. I'm firm." I'm like, "It's been up for 3 years. You haven't had it."
Come on, bro.
He literally had it up there.
Yeah.
No one even liked it. Nothing. I'm like, "Hey, I'm happy to take it. I'll buy you a kebab and I'll give you 2.5." And he's like 2.7 and buy me the kebab and it's yours. So I bought him for 2.7 and
Beautiful.
I bought the car 3 years later.
What would they be worth now?
I've been offered 14 for them, but I wouldn't sell them.
Yeah, well, the car's well known
They're
with them.
selling all these signature plates, like three-digit signature plates, are like going for like 14 to 28K now.
You
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I've had a blood nose for like the last 5 minutes.
Nah,
Bear
that's
with-
right.
Don't
Have you
pause?
actually?
We'll just
Let him go. We'll talk about it. Yeah, come back. Come back, bro. You're all right. You get a phone call, Ken. Take the
might have
phone
a
call.
shisha. Can I have a-
Take the phone call. Yeah.
let's pause.
Guys, we'll go for a 5-minute rest because Jesse's
Hey, let's have a quick line.
Yep.
Alright, we're good.
What were we talking about?
Alright, after that short
I
ad
forget,
break,
bro. I
because
forget. What were we
Are
talking
we
about?
on? Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording again because my nose decided it didn't want in on the podcast.
Too much whooper.
We're back. What were we talking about?
I actually, do you boys actually remember? Or?
I don't.
Is there anything else
We
you want
touched
to bring up?
on chocolate from Sydney just a second ago because we just
Yeah.
had some. Who do you go for in the footy?
I go for the Swannies. So
So, what's your grand final prediction?
Obviously, Sydney.
I personally think we're going to lose, to be honest.
Nah,
See?
I hope we don't, because I've been to 2 losing grand finals. I went to the Doggies game, and then we got smashed against Geelong. But yeah, I got my tickets. I'll be there cheering them on. But I reckon it's our year because my daughter was born in 2024, and the Swans win it in 2024. What a year they'll be! I ran my 8 in the rotor in 2024.
That's it.
know?
Coming threes, bro. Yeah.
Well,
so
I hope so. I hope
There
so.
you go.
Yeah, I'd be Devo if we lose. I'd be Devo.
All right.
We deserve it. We're the team to beat all year. So
I've got a question for you.
yeah, go.
What's one car? You've had a few cars over the time. Favourite car?
And the car you
RB32.
miss.
I don't even have to fucking. RB32,
Straight away.
yeah, the best.
And what's one that's gotten away?
I haven't really had one that's gotten away. No, I haven't. I haven't. Everything I've either sold or moved on from. I moved on from it because I was just just wasn't there. That the love wasn't there for me for it. I've had the GDSR that I sold recently, and beautiful car. What a car! When I first bought it, I couldn't believe I owned the GDSR. VF GDSR. It was a white one. But I don't know. I never drove
was it for you kind of thing, bro? Or
What was that?
Was it for you?
It was me. I love my Holdens. I'm a Holden boy, through thick and thin. I've hated Ford. Don't get me wrong, I love Ford cars.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for them. But I was a Holden boy.
Yeah.
And owning the GDSR, I bought it, and because when I bought it, how can I say? I bought it under the intention that I was going to be driving the car, but then when I realised how rare the car is, or how big of a car it is, obviously, to own, I didn't drive it. So then I couldn't enjoy the car. So I hated that. You know what I mean? So you had this amazing car. It's like having a hot missus and you can't fuck her.
Yeah, dead money.
Do you understand?
Yeah,
She's just sitting there in a glass case and you're just looking at her like, fuck, have a look at that. You can't do anything.
That's the best example I've ever heard, bro.
Oh, my God. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I'll get you.
So, and then I was just like, you know what?
You get blue balls looking at it,
It had 3,000 Ks on it. So I bought it brand new in 2017.
How much did you sell it with?
3,300. I bought it.
So you only done
I bought it on zero.
Oh.
And did 3,000 Ks.
Far out.
3,300.
Not even running yet, bro. Yeah.
Would we ever see a twin cam in RB32?
No chance.
So you're with me.
The day I die is the day you might see it if someone else puts it on the car.
So you don't put twin cams in VLs?
Well, some people do, but I just don't think it's right.
And
Put twin cams in a Skyline.
well, on Skyline, hang on.
On topic of
On
Sky.
topic of Skylines. All right, if you had a choice between a 32 and a 33 GTR, which one would you go?
33. Midnight Purple.
Oh, we're not gonna do this again. We're not gonna do this again, are we?
Midnight
Very
Purple.
nice.
Midnight Purple Series 3 33 GTR is.
Ed loves his 33s, bro.
I'm gonna.
Ed loves his 33s.
Backtrack. 32s were up here for me, and then
Speaking.
33s just have a presence.
Presence of what?
Presence of a boat.
Oh, look.
Like you can drive on the street and then go onto the Yarra and just.
So,
Is it a presence of Paris Hilton or?
do you want to know how I describe the two?
I swear she's gonna kill him one day.
Sorry,
bro. I swear to God.
No. So everyone, you got Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian. Who would you go? You'd go Kim Kardashian.
Paris Hilton.
Paris.
That's it.
That's
Kim
why.
K, man, fuck that. She's disgusting. Bro, she literally, if I held a lighter to her face, she'll melt.
Do you wear contacts, Mike? Have you seen Paris Hilton?
Nah, Paris Hilton's mad, just petite and just,
Oh, move on.
Bro, this is the best
Move
division.
on. Nah.
Can we make it like a subcategory on our fucking socials?
yeah, that's the.
Wait,
Ed,
Ed, Paris
we're just
Hilton's
gonna
coming
keep
for you one day,
tagging
bro. I
her.
swear to God, bro. I
We're
swear
gonna
to
keep
God.
tagging her as well.
She's
We're gonna
ugly,
come
bloke.
out.
Paris, if you see this.
Wait, we gotta tag her, bro. We
You
got
got
3
my vote.
episodes. We gotta tag her. We gotta
She's
tag
ugly,
her.
bloke. Straight out.
Nah, man.
Look, and back
Kim
to the...
K is not pretty, bro. She's fucking looks like half the fucking chicks from the northern suburbs.
Bro, she's like a Maltese
sick.
panel job all split up.
Hey.
But back to the 33 talk.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yes.
what
Hey,
you
listen.
described, a 33 Midnight Purple.
Series 3,
Shut the
Midnight
gate.
Purple stand.
Is that what Sam Hestino just sold?
Yeah.
Shut the gates. I'll send that car in person.
For me, that's my one of my dream builds growing up.
Yep.
Obviously, my favorite car in the world, not in the world, I should say. Growing up, the car that I desired most to own was a 34 V-Spec 2 Nerve white.
Yep.
That's sailed. That ship sailed.
Yeah.
You can't ever own one of those.
What are they worth now?
I think in the 400 mark.
Yep.
And growing up, that was the bee's knees for me. You know,
Yep.
and I missed my boat with that. But the next thing that I've always wanted to do was a 33 Midnight Purple Series 3, like twin chutes.
Yep.
You know, a 110. You know,
Junker.
Pro Mod, Turbo 400.
Yep.
You know, with P1 buddy clubs.
Yeah.
Oh,
tough.
yeah.
A 15 inch?
Yeah.
Tough.
That's hectic.
That is my ultimate build.
Yeah.
Look,
Like I'd love to own that, and a mate of mine's actually, or not a mate of mine, he's married to my cousin. He's got a big build coming up.
Okay.
is it also
Exactly that
Midnight
same
Purple?
car.
Does he want to come on?
Yeah, maybe we can bring him on. Can we name names or
Yeah,
shop?
It's actually Rika's old car.
Okay.
He
All right.
bought
way.
Rika's old car.
All right. There you go.
There you go. But yeah, on the topic of 33s again, I agree with you. I love a 33, Midnight Purple, and if it wasn't for that, a yellow 400R. I think that's probably one of my favourites.
I
out
love
there,
the
to be honest
400R,
with
but I don't like the body kit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
disgusting.
I just don't like anything with body kits. I love that factory.
Yeah.
Even though it's a factory
That- like
body
that
kit, I
OEM
just don't
Plus?
like a body kit on the
So
car.
do you like
Yeah.
a walkie? I'm not a fan of them,
I
to be
love the
honest.
walkie, but
Yeah.
I don't.
You wouldn't own one.
I wouldn't own one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
It doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I love looking at them. I appreciate it.
That's a real car enthusiast. Yeah.
Just a yellow GTR V spec would be sick, let
Yeah,
alone
yeah,
a 400R. I just like, I don't know, I just like it just screams, you know, that car, you know, the aero, the type of racing that was going on back then.
100%.
Even the blue, what's that blue called the 33s came out in?
Bayside Blue.
Bayside blue, no, that was 34, wasn't it? Bayside blue?
In what? Oh,
the gloss.
the 400R come out.
Yeah, the one that-
anniversary, the blue one. I forgot. Yeah.
That colour as well, unreal. Yeah. But that's the thing, Skylines, some of the colours they came out with are amazing, yeah? Like a yellow 34, a red 34, bro.
Yeah. Bro, most like 90s, 2000s cars, like you think of an Evo 6 Mackinnon purple. Have you seen the purple?
No.
What a fucking...
How many cars of them were made, do you know?
There's a few. Like you can buy them for about 34 to 38 grand with high Ks, like a bit rough. And about like 100 grand for something with low Ks. It's a 6 Mackinnon. If you see this colour, it's this pastel-y purple colour. But it's fucking... That's probably one of my favourite cars too. Yeah, I've always loved the Evos too.
Yep.
Never owned one. I've actually never really driven a fast four-wheel drive, so I've never.
I can't say I have either. I can't.
Ever.
There you go.
So what's the quickest all-wheel drive you've ever driven?
Probably the 32 that you got that I owned.
Yeah, but that was before it was...
Yeah, it was standard.
Yeah.
But I drove it. Nick let me drive it once. It was fucking quick.
On full boost?
Yeah, I think it had like 600 or 500.
Yeah, 670.
570 or 670.
670 was full boost on
quick.
that.
That was quick.
That car's going up to Queensland.
No way.
Yep.
Wow.
So someone's
There you
going to enjoy
go.
that.
Some
So it's a
lucky
nice
new
car.
owner.
Did you have any questions for Ertan?
Oh, yeah. Any questions?
At the moment, I think we've gone over most of whatever we're doing just by rolling off the tongue, yeah, sort of thing.
Any questions
So
from the
what's-
We've covered dream car, 8-second passes.
What's for the future? Any
Yeah.
cars in the plan? Like
What's in the future? Business-wise, it could be anything.
take out
yeah,
CK?
Nah.
No.
I might take him out to dinner. That's about it.
with his mum? You got to take his mum, bro. Yeah, you got to bring his
Maybe
mum.
go in the
bro.
plunge pool after that.
Chris can come over to have a plunge in the plunge pool. Fucking Chris.
Come to mine, bro, in the hot tub, yeah?
The future, I'd like to open another shop.
Okay.
A second one, but this time take into consideration, obviously, parking. So I can do...
Same area?
Nah, I think somewhere different. Like still
Still the north.
Still like, I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm
Chapel
thinking
Street.
Like Woolleen, Doncaster, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure, you know what I mean? It might not be. It might be a shop without parking. I'm not sure. But
Could be a factory.
well, my original idea that I really wanted was to buy, not to buy, even lease a massive underground shed factory. You know,
Yep.
Okay.
like massive ones, but they're open on the sides, and then have, you know, your gelati, your crepes, your donuts, your kebabs, your whatever the fuck you want, all lined up in your like one register. And then you bring your car and you park your car in like behind each other.
Yeah.
You can turn out like a car park. But it's all underground.
That'd be pretty cool.
So rain, hail, shine, it's all good.
Yeah, like you park your car.
Bring the family, whatever.
Like you bring your car, you can eat in the car, eat out the car, eat on tables.
Like a food driving.
I'm talking massive, but
like basically underneath Costco, but full of cars and food trucks.
Exactly right. Imagine that.
Oh, bro, that'd be off its head, bro.
That'd be insane. That
was my initial idea.
There you go, that's a goal.
We nearly forgot to mention it. The sick video that you done with a Fluent Media.
Yeah,
with
Frankie,
the 13B.
with Frankie. It actually won an award at the film festival.
Did it?
Yeah, he won
There you
best car documentary.
And Jesse's actually in it and he didn't even know he was in it.
Somehow, I didn't notice this until Anth pointed it out. So, back touching on to Stevie Pants again.
Okay.
Me and Maddie were actually working with Stevie Pants that night. I was doing the filming and Matt was just being a G-up the whole night, basically.
Security.
I'll be quick, Jesse. So,
oh, we have a guest.
We have a visitor.
We actually have a guest. How are we, all right?
Oh, hello.
She's bringing more baklava.
hello.
Hi, how are you? So your beautiful mum just quickly stuck her head in.
My mum, just got a big order for tomorrow, and I forgot to tell her.
To order bread.
Forgot the bread.
Sorry, not the bread. Sorry, the dips and stuff, so we can get yogurt and stuff in and flour for the bread.
You could have got the souvlaki flatbreads.
Well, we could have. We make our own breads. But that's what all the way to the factory.
I think we'll talk about the video with Frankie from the Fluent Media.
That was Yeah, he won an award at the film festival in the UK.
In the UK?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did you go over or anything?
Nah, I think he's going to go up or something like that.
Yeah. So how did that come about to win a film festival in the UK?
Well, he entered into the competition.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like a worldwide thing, but based in the UK.
Yep.
So they had got all different categories, and there's car documentaries, and always the winners for the car documentaries are like Porsches, F40s, like all, your hyper supercars.
Yep.
So he thought, why don't we give it a go with something a bit more...
And it's a sick video.
So was that video based to win that award?
No. So that video is just something that we wanted to do.
Like a passion project.
Frankie's passionate about, his cars and his shooting with videos and stuff. He's awesome at what he does,
Well, we remember me and Frankie used to do stuff together, and we filmed you at Ballarat?
Ballarat, correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long ago was that? I think RB32 was running like mid-9s.
Yeah.
If that.
How long we talking, bro?
9 1s, 9 0s then.
Jeez, how long? I reckon
what are we talking
6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
It ran at 8, 6, 7 years ago, so it would have been probably like maybe 9.
What event was
13
that?
Yeah, 9 years.
Radio
It
Lights
was,
one, yeah?
Paul Sarah's event. Which
That's
was-
right.
Yeah, what was it called?
Oh, I can't even remember. It was
Heads Up? No, not Heads Up.
Yeah, well,
Shit, I
I think it was Heads Up.
No.
No, I know what you're talking about. I just can't put my finger on.
And then
what
I remember
it
we
was
come
called.
filmed you at Jamboree.
And at Calder, that event.
Ballarat
I
Airport.
don't think I was there.
Yeah, it was at Ballarat Airport.
I can't even
Yeah,
remember now.
Thanks, bro.
But yeah, so we did that. That was a fucking whole thing in itself. Fuck,
Yeah.
that was hard.
How long did that take you to film? Because I don't think people...
took us like, I reckon, six weeks of filming from.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow,
like 6
bro.
weeks, not every day, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
Over 6 weeks or 4 weeks, and we'd film from. I remember we'd meet up at 8 at night, and we'll finish at 5 in the morning.
All-nighters, bro. All-nighters.
All-nighters. Literally, I'd finish when the daylight.
Jesse.
Really daylight.
We're doing one or what?
It
Come
was
on, bro.
fucking man.
No.
Come on, bro.
Come on,
Unless I'm on an hourly rate.
He said no to the podcast. He said no to the podcast.
Yeah, you said no to the
begin with.
podcast. You know what happened with
Nah,
the
I'm
podcast? I called him up, and like I said, I got the idea from the Street 20 boys who are doing a good job up at Sydney.
Yeah, they're good, those
and I'm like,
boys.
there's nothing in the Melbourne street scene. So I called Jesse up. I'm like, hey, I know what the Melbourne car scene's missing. He's like, what's that? I'm like, a podcast. He's like, no. 2 weeks later, Matt calls me, hey man, I was speaking to Jesse about the podcast. It's a
I
good
gave him
idea.
a
Let's
push.
do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because it started from, again, I think we mentioned
Well,
previous episode.
I don't know.
We're
at
King of the
first-
Street.
Yeah.
We done that live because I wanted to do vlogging.
Yeah.
You popped your head in, and then the rest was history.
No, it is like I like the idea. I don't know. I couldn't see myself doing it, and then it's like I sat on it for those couple of weeks, and then I said to Matt, I was like, "Hey, obviously we've talked to Anth before. We've talked shit. We get along good." He said to do a podcast. I don't know how I feel about it. What do you think?
I wanted
He
to do
G'd me
vlogging.
up.
Yeah.
He G'd me up for it, and I'm like, I just sat on it for a bit. I was like, "Hey, Anth,
I reckon it's a good
you know this
thing.
podcast idea that you magically sprung up.
Let's do it, bro.
Let's
yeah?
do it."
So, I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to talk about the VL.
Yeah.
There's
No,
something-
we're talking about Frankie. It was like, oh, Jesse, you want to do one of those videos? Actually,
yeah.
I want to I am planning to film a short film soon.
Who's
He's
Car?
actually is good mates with Arthur. We're not going to say what it's about and all that, but it's with Mitch from District Towing. I've got ideas.
Okay.
We're both really busy at the moment, but within... I don't know if we'll do it by the end of this year, but maybe start of next year while we still got
Mitch,
good...
yeah, the tall guy.
Nah,
short
nah,
Mitch.
man. He's like a giant,
I
bro.
know
You can't
Mitch,
call
I
him
know.
tall. He's like
He's the
fucking
cutest little
7
kid
foot, 7'8".
Maybe Mitch, I love ya.
Mitch is a cute cunt. I
Maybe
love
we
him.
can do one for a couple of VLs.
Speaking of
Mate.
Mitch, he did tow you to Heathgate when you ran your pass.
He did. Yeah, that
And-
was nice enough to tow me there. He helped me out at the track too. So
Yep,
Yeah.
he towed my car actually the other day to the shop. So
Oh, yeah.
he's a legend, man. And he's
That was
got
a good
killer
video,
truck.
bro. I
Bro,
enjoyed
that
that
was
video.
just filmed on the phone.
I know,
bro.
but
Yeah,
I enjoyed watching it, yeah?
So, what's the plan? What do you want to see in the future for the Melbourne racing or Victorian racing scene?
bro, to be honest, for everyone to get along.
Yeah.
You know, everyone, see how, like the Sydney boys, there's rivalries, but they help each other out. They're all friends.
Yeah. The
They
talks
don't,
quite
they don't bag each other
Don't
out.
diss each other.
They don't diss
yeah.
each other because they're all in the same boat. They're in the same industry. We're here in Melbourne.
Punch on.
You can't.
Hopefully
you
this
can't- if you're
podcast
from
helps,
another
yeah?
Shop, you
So-
can't walk into another shop because
They think you're
get
better
money.
or I'm better
They
or,
get
yeah.
money. I don't understand. Like, it's just weird.
Hopefully this podcast helps, yeah? So we want to try and bring everyone
Where,
together
you know,
and share the
anyone,
passion.
you know.
But it's not
say
just
my
about
car's at
racing, it's the car scene
say
too.
my car's at JW. I'm friends with Chris. I'm friends with Anthony Matuk. I sponsored an event of Anthony Matook's a class on the dyno. It was Anatollian Grill VL class or something.
Yep.
I write on CRD's posts congratulating him. It's for our
It's the community. It's the scene.
It's our community.
You share the same passion.
They're achieving goals that is for us.
Everyone to celebrate.
Celebrate because it's what we love.
How long till we see RB32 out again?
Hopefully, it's been 4 years now. 2020 when it left.
Wow, all right.
Hopefully, we'll see her back in November, December.
All right. So you called it her? Is there a certain name?
Nah, just her.
Just her?
She's just my baby.
It's just her.
I got 2 babies. I got my daughter and that daughter. That was RB32 was my first kid.
Well, that's a her. Your dad's got a pronoun.
So hopefully she'll be back in. She'll be back in November or December of this year. I don't want it any later.
And that's what it
So we might see it down at Heathcote?
Nah, most likely probably Willow Bank. I'll go up there and test it there and then maybe bring it down.
Bring it back down. Events, stuff like that? Or
Yeah, I just want to do maybe like a year of racing with the car, like flat stick. Do maybe 4 or 5 events of racing and then
Street trim.
enjoy the car. My biggest, how could I say, dream goal is to have both cars at motorex on the same stand.
Yep.
My Rotor and the VL. That's a dream of mine. I'd love, or even just the VL. I've always wanted to do that, and I've never had a chance to.
That'd be awesome.
So that's something that I want.
Something on the bucket list, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've never gone to. I'll be honest with you. None of my cars have won a little award or anything at a car show because I've never been to a car show of where I've been to.
Where you've had the
meets,
chance, yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, you've never had the opportunity to win one.
Yeah, I've never gone to a car show and displayed my car on show.
Auto salon.
That was good. Man.
Back in the day.
That was the best. Yeah. But yeah, so Motorex is something
I was around for
after I race to have it on display there. That'd be awesome, man.
I was still, young enough but old enough to still witness one of the last auto salons they had. I was grateful for that, at least.
I've been to every single one.
Yeah. I remember the last one was at Showgrounds, but the long pavilion.
When was the last one, bro?
What was it? 08?
What year would you say?
Nah, I think it was a bit later than that.
Wait, wasn't that exhibition the last one?
Nah, it was
Melbourne exhibition.
Dude, you're asking someone that was 6 at the time.
what about 2010?
2009, 2010.
Nah, they done one at Melbourne Showgrounds, and it was shit. There was Commodores in there, man.
Nah, so you can't have Commodores. The only Commodores you can have is what was his name now? I forgot. Red Calais.
What, Duff?
Nah. Fucking hell.
What
back in the day?
VN, VL, VK.
Fuck, I can't even remember his name. He's a good mate of mine.
Good mate of mine. I know the car.
What's his name?
What car was it?
Red Calais. He used to work at G-Tech.
A VL bar?
Yeah, VL, Calais. It's on the fucking tip of my tongue. Yeah, Ricky, Ricky Martin. Yeah, Ricky's a sick cunt. Yeah, his cars are allowed to be.
I've heard some good stuff about him, man, because one of my good mates.
Hang on, has he got plates on the car or anything?
Yeah, it's still Ricky M, isn't it? Or is it Club Red?
No, it's Ricky M.
It's still Ricky M.
I don't know if he drives around with Ricky M.
He does. He's got the Group A wheels on it, yeah?
What a car.
Red over silver Calais.
That's the OG, man.
Yeah.
It's one of the OGs.
He's actually recommended a couple of people I know. We've brought up this build again, Pierce Iford.
Yep.
He's got this killer FG being built by M&S.
Is this Ricky M?
No, so he's got his car wired up by Ricky M. So Nexus R5, UC10, whole lot. And apparently my mate Anthony, he's said, look, Ricky is a gun at what he does.
He's an absolute
so shout out to Anthony if you're watching this with Quick 747. Thank you for your suggestion. And yeah, Ricky M, shout out to you as well.
Ricky M, man.
For being a gun.
Tap. He'll understand.
It's an inside joke. Yeah, here's a photo of this car.
Pay pass. That's it. So
I've heard only good things about him. So.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. He's awesome. He's a good boy.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Oh,
was there anything
I'm
else?
going to have a quick suss of what I've got written down.
Was there any more questions from
anything else you want to bring up?
Any questions that we'll mention, Jesse?
I'll just address one more thing. So I know we've touched on events and stuff like that. You've worked with some events in the past. I've seen you, obviously you've posted in your time or whatever, raising money for the bushfires. I think you worked, was it Nick that used to organise Wish Fest?
Yeah, Nick did Wish Fest and I did the annual VL meet, the Melbourne VL meet.
Oh, yeah, you did too.
Oh, okay.
What's it going
go with that?
Well, since my car's been off the road, I don't want to have one. that event was based with my car being there, but it will be making a comeback hopefully at the end of the year, if not early next year.
Yeah.
That we did 2 and they were massive.
How big's your fuel cell?
Fuel cell is 85 litres.
So it's a street car.
Straight car.
So that we had 2 big events at Lawbeck, and David Lawbeck was nice enough to let us obviously use his premises, his car park, and he opened up his showroom too on the Sunday, which was really nice, and offered coffee and stuff to everyone. That we had, I think, 345 VLs on the first one, and about 440 on the second one.
Jesus.
2 awesome events, and that's something that I definitely will be bringing back. So for the third one, hopefully at the end of the year. Depends on when my car's ready. But I want my car to be there.
Yeah. Well, I've actually...
Yeah, but you got another VL here.
Yeah,
Get
it's
it
not
out.
the same, bro.
It's not the same. It's not the RB32.
I've got another 2 more VLs. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Well, I do, obviously, I haven't done one in a while since that last one because the weather's been horrid, but I do the meets at Albert's Basement Cafe in Preston, and it's a sick premises, The only thing is it's one way in, one way out of the complex. It's an individual complex, but it's just, it's one way in, one way out. You get about 400 cars in there, and I was like always thinking to myself, God, I'd love to do a rotary meet or like a VL meet
Bro,
here.
you'll fucking kill everyone in the shop.
Yeah. Because
you nearly killed me, bro, bringing this in earlier. Just so one.
That's where I've done the charity meets I've done,
Yeah.
And the last one we did, we had over 600 cars there, and we would like chock a full. We had to actually send cars away. People would double park.
Everyone's blocking the entrance, bro, in the middle of the road on their phone.
Dude, it was crazy, And we raised, what did I say? It was like over $6,000 for men's mental health.
Yeah, that's awesome. Man.
Which went to a small charity called Gotcha for Life.
Yep.
And it went to like all well-being services, like all stuff, like rehab basically for people really struggling with mental health issues. And it helped out 122 people, I think they said.
How awesome is that, bro?
That was an awesome thing. And I'd love to do something like that, but with, say, just like either just the Rotary community or...
Well, you can obviously address it to all
the
different
VL community.
All different ones.
Because I feel...
Or you can mix it all up. It's up to you.
If I do another one there, it's going to be bigger than the last one, and then we're not going to be able to do it. And you know what my problem is, I feel bad turning people away. It's just like...
That's just the reality of it.
Exactly, It's like first thing they're stressed.
Not everyone's going to get the meat for their kebab. You're not going to run out. And
exactly. It is what it is at the
That's a
end
good
of the day.
saying, actually. I like that one, bro. Yeah.
But same as like the bushfire ones, we had a mix of cars at Lawbeck. We raised, I think, 8.5 or 6.5. I can't remember how much it was. But I don't know where the money went. Hopefully it went to...
Was that... Did you
As
take...
in, I didn't take the money.
There's the bumper bars in the VL.
We gave it
What
to
charity?
a charity or something, but I don't know how far they went because a lot of people apparently were still left without anything. Which is a shame. But
look, at the end of the day, everyone just tries and does their best, and what can you do?
and
most people try,
touching
bro.
on that, I just think like when people organise events like that, the cops need to fucking have a bit of respect.
Good touching on that.
And if you're not doing anything, if you're cruising your car on a Sunday. If you're at a charity event, to raise money, I think they just need to have a little bit of respect. In the sense where, obviously, if someone's doing something stupid, mate, go give him the
fair enough,
give him the
fair
ball.
enough, bro.
But people are cruising their cars.
Sunday with their family.
People work hard for their cars, for the stuff that they put on their cars, and to pull them over, to defect them, to flag them, to not register, be able to register them. And so I just think it's shit.
It's a joke.
I think because imagine they had a passion, and I'm sure it's not the policemen individually, and I have respect for all the police women and men out there.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's the governments that push this. And
they've got targets to meet.
Of course, and I just think it's the wrong target to meet.
100%.
Like, if these people are out there not doing nothing wrong and cruising their car on a beautiful sunny day, and to pull them over and to ruin their day, if they're doing nothing wrong, is just a shit go.
Yeah.
It's a low blow, bro. Yeah.
Right, I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a shit go because, imagine you love something and you're doing it, and someone come and gave you a fine for something you're doing, and you're not doing nothing. You're just playing tennis on a Sunday at a tennis court. Yeah. You know, you're driving your car on the road.
Same as every field though. Like how we said,
how the red driver, you're paying your insurance, and you fucking get a fine.
And you know what? You pay to have a car that's in tip-top condition. Yeah, it might be a little bit modified.
These cars
but then you got cars that have been rear-ended and they're still driving.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Duct tape rebars and
These things are safer than half the things driving around.
Don't worry about that. What about those work vans that are blowing that much smoke, puffing billies?
Don't worry about them, bro.
Is that the plasterers?
Don't worry about them. But EPA will come and fucking my car that's got brand new engine, brand new this, brand new that.
Yeah.
Come and give me the book on that.
You talking about the plasterers, Ertan?
The plasterers. Is bad for the environment.
Talking about the plasterers, the painters.
Sad reality though. Like,
you know what I'm talking about. Like, you know those Econo vans, you see those Hilux vans.
Iaces.
They take the whole street, bro, smoked up.
And another thing that I want to touch base on is... No, that's how I had a mental blank.
Yeah, but as we were saying, like, sorry, if we backtrack a little bit, as like you're saying, how the car scene can be a bit toxic. Same as the cops. There's some. I've met some grouse cops. I've had some coppers pull me over.
Bro, the other night.
Have a good chat.
I'll be honest, I haven't had
grouse cops.
I haven't had a bad copper to this day yet.
Yeah, I got pulled over.
And I've driven all my cars everywhere. And a couple of times I was driving a little bit fast, maybe. I haven't had a bad cop.
Hey, I got pulled over with the VL, Highway Patrol.
Yeah.
The copper showing me his VL Calais.
Yes.
You get some grouse ones, man,
It's mad.
But it's the same as the cops, as in the car scene. You got some grouse guys, like I met all you guys through cars.
Yeah.
Then you get some guys that just think they're better. Their shit don't stink. End of the day, everyone's shit stinks. Everyone's shit stinks, bro.
There's a Highway Patrol that owns a BT1. And he's a Gibson. Gibson.
Is he the one on Highway Patrol?
Yeah, I think is he from Tomo area? Faulkner.
And he's got a BT1.
I think he's got a VL, yeah.
What, done up? Or?
Yeah, done up.
He won't get defect on an EPA, but won't he? Yeah, he won't.
Things running 8-second passes, full shoots, everything.
I remember growing up, I was always like, Mum, I want to be a copper. She's like, why do you want to be a copper? And I said,
because I can get away with dumb shit.
I can do up cars and not get pulled over.
Yeah, not get EPA, not get defected.
How true is this? I've always said that. So I couldn't be a copper because I'm literally illiterate. I'm lucky I can spell my name, yeah? Can you imagine if...
do you think most cops can spell it now?
I give up with trying to
But can you imagine, say me and you were sitting in a Highway Patrol car and we decide to pull someone over, we'd be able to throw the book at him. I know exactly what's wrong with a car and what's not.
Yeah, but why do that for, bro? Why?
If someone's giving you a lip, you're not going to do it? I would.
Yeah.
Straight out, I would. Would you?
Okay, I got a question. If it was a hot girl, would you let her off?
It depends.
100%.
What about it was Paris Hilton?
If you see someone in a 33 GTR, you're going to get that thing off the road ASAP.
I wouldn't.
I would.
What do you mean get it off the road? Why do you want it off the road?
Move it out the way,
It's a 33.
Nah, the only copper I'll be is if I'll be Highway Patrol 100% and I'll pull
100%.
over all the modified cars and I'll be like, give me the keys, I just want to take it up and down and I'll bring it back to you. That's it. And then here you go, thanks mate.
Yeah. That was nice, that was smooth.
Hey,
bro.
where's the exhaust valve on this? I want to actually hear it open up.
Anything else, boys?
I think we've covered it.
Hey, you know what? That's probably one of the best topics we've ever talked about, surely.
That's why I had to bring it up. I had to bring it
was
up, bro.
gold.
I had to.
Fucking talking about if we were coppers. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Coppers. Maybe that's a new segment with our...
If
Wait,
we
let's
were
get
a copper-
let's see. Can a copper come on the podcast? Can we get a copper?
Relax, bro.
Why not, bro? I don't care.
We'll get an ex-highway.
All right,
Ex-highway. Will tell us the gist of what's going on.
I think that's it.
That'd be pretty cool.
Done?
Get some inside information, yeah?
I don't know. I think I've
there
asked
anything
14
else?
times. Has anyone asked anything that we...
Oh, I've already covered everything.
We've got another guest coming on next week.
Yep, this nitrous bottle. Nah, so...
Bro, do like the Too Fast, Too Furious, yeah? Turn it up, bro.
Yeah.
Danger to manifold, bro.
Ejectocito, cuz. Ejectocito.
Who's coming on next week?
So we've got a couple more guests lined up. Should we just start dropping them?
Well,
I reckon you should announce them at
there's a couple booked in.
I reckon because we're going to probably already have them announced because this podcast will probably go up maybe 6 weeks after this because we've got Daz's one dropping this week as the time of this recording.
Yep.
some more guests we got lined up. We've got a tuner with his brother coming up. We're going to be dropping that one. You will know already by the time it's on Instagram.
Yep.
They've been on Full Boost quite recently as well, and they've released their own 20-inch wheels as well. So we've got some topics like that.
There's dropping hints and hints.
Can we say the name?
We'll leave that one.
That's
We'll leave that
enough,
one.
bro. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Now, another one we got coming up is some. I'd say the rising YouTube stars.
Dua
you can call
Lipa.
them.
If Dua Lipa's coming on here, I'm fucking gonna be this couch.
Hey,
I'm gonna dress myself as a cat.
I thought you said you're singing, bro. You told us earlier that you were going to sing for
I'd
us.
sing for her. I'd do anything
Sing for
her.
me, bro. What the?
We're gonna get a feature with Dua Lipa and
Oh
Ertan.
my god! You know I've been to a concert,
There you go.
and I'm going to a concert in March too.
Yep.
If she said you had to give her a hit in one car,
We are
what would it
so
be?
fucking
The VR.
distracted.
She's my whole
Yeah,
bus.
before-
Back to guests
Next
that we're
episodes.
having back on. We're gonna have.
Can we congratulate? Can we thank Harry for the puffing during the?
Yeah, thank you, Harry, Puffy, Billy.
Wait, give us one more. Give us one more before you go.
Come on,
Give us one more
come
before you
into
go.
the
Come on,
camera,
bro.
guys.
Harley, come as well, Harley. Come
Hezra.
on, Harley, behind the
Giving us
camera.
a
Come on, Harley. Give us one. Give us
Harley
one.
behind
On
the
ya, Harley. All right, I think that's it,
Yeah,
boys.
quickly. So we'll drop a couple more hints on our next guests. I reckon I'm going to have my old man on a podcast in a couple episodes. I'll tee him up for it.
Pronouns, please.
And not only that, if there's anyone someone they want to see, tag him in it.
If you want to
Let us know.
Yeah, if you want to get on the podcast or you want to like suggest someone, comment, tag us, mention us, whatever, bro. Yeah.
And hopefully
boys will get you on.
CK's boys, so he can hit back at Ertan since he's
Hey,
after
there
it. So
you go.
We'll get CK's mum and Ertan's mum on
Mum
the
going to knock
podcast.
as well?
Imagine that, CK's mum and my mum together on the podcast.
Who's mum going to knock on the door?
My son VL faster than yours.
Not my son, the veil faster than yours.
That'd be good.
Last hint for one of the next people coming on the podcast. Like I said, they're getting pretty big on YouTube now. They're building some cars and they are taking part in Street Machine Drag Challenge, and we have locked it in for after Drag Challenge just to let us, get an insight to what it's like with, the harsh reality of doing a Drag Challenge event. Because I think, what, we'd all love to take part in it. one day,
I'd
me
love
and
to
Maddie.
do that one day.
100%, bro. We've spoken about it how many times?
Yeah, I reckon next year we do a 20 grand budget for Street Machine Drag Challenge, and we've got Prostreet Talk car.
Why don't you guys take RB32, we do drag challenge, and you just jump on board and film the whole thing, and we do podcasts throughout the whole
Done.
Like a
That's a
vlog.
sick
Yeah.
one.
Just do vlogs.
I'm
Hey,
with you.
Vlog the
better
whole
hear
thing.
first.
Hey, but hang on. You realise the people that are in your car are the only people that can work on the car. Don't look at me, bro. You got these monkeys in the car.
Nah, they can be in a minivan at the back. And not have,
We'll be cooking the kebabs, bro. Yeah, I'll cook the kebabs for you, bro. Don't worry.
I can change an oil
bro, I swear
filter.
to God, I'll put one of these in the back of the fucking boot. Imagine a spit in the back of the
Maybe
VL.
we
At a car meet.
Haltech spit.
Yeah, at a car meet.
Maybe we should do something like that. Follow a certain car. Maybe
For
if
drag
you're keen on
challenge.
doing it, because your car will be a
next year I'll do
contender.
it. Yeah, next year.
Have spare parts.
Yeah, speaking of spare parts, Burson Auto Parts, Jesse, he used to work in parts.
Yeah, that's it.
Arthur, Rare.
Arthur there, yeah, Arthur, big Arthur.
But yeah, that's it.
We're getting so sidetracked. bro.
You've heard it first. We're going to have a Street Machine Drag Challenge guest and 2 more other guests we name dropped. And next year we'll be with Ertan for
Hopefully,
Drag
yeah.
Challenge, hopefully.
I'm down.
So,
What's the date? Just so I can tell me, missus.
I don't know. It's not released yet. I haven't even done this year's
He
Drag
needs the
Challenge.
form printed out.
Yeah. Do you need your form?
Nah.
Oh, you're
Is it like the consent form when you're in
I've
school
got
for
like the year-
excursions?
I've
She's not that
Hey,
bad.
I've got the yearly pass. You know, the yearly form.
You got to put it sick, bro. Yeah, put it.
yearly
Do you
I've
have
got a-
like X amount of days?
Nah, it's a whole year. You do what you want.
My missus is letting me go Cape York for 3 weeks without her, so I'm
Wow,
doing all right.
that's pretty good.
Yes.
All right,
So I'm not going
boys.
to knock her.
Yeah,
Because-
before we get side-boppled, yeah.
We're going to have some Aguilera with Harry and Harley.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
Yeah.
me, boys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Been a
Nah,
pleasure,
It's been a
bro.
pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome.
Take
Bro,
care.
my brother, thank you so much, man.
Thank you very much, man.
All right,
Appreciate it.
Adios, boys. See
All
you in
right,
the
guys.
next
See you
one.
on the next one.